So here we are on, well, I'm videotaping this on a Friday. I think it will be probably pop up tomorrow, depending on if I add something to it and edit it. So I have been building, finishing up, actually I finished today, I finished the Nissan Skyline I was working on. And it was a pretty good kit. And then I'll go over that in a few minutes because I think I'm going to set up, I've done everything to it I can. I've added all the extra parts on the outside and everything. So today I'll probably make a video and I'll attach this to the beginning of that, I believe. And that's about it really. I'm still working on the dune buggy sled project. Which is this one. So the top is orange, the bottom is yellow. I'm still debating. Tim over at Rat Daddy Studios had a great idea as far as, because I want to put this with a snowmobile. He had a great idea of making, instead of putting tires on the front, to put skis on the front. So I may modify that and do that because to me that's a great idea. That will go together. My original plan was to put two snowmobiles on this. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Here's the trailer. And of course on the previous video I talked about how I modified it already here, but it's going to get more modifications as it goes along. It's a project I had in my head for many years. So I'm tinkering around with that, but it's not really a steady project. It's just something on the side. I actually don't have necessarily any project specifically in line for after this GTR. I still need to fire up the airbrush that I had bought, and I need to finish this Camaro. I still have some paint left. This is a Splash Colors paint. Until, long story short, previous airbrush broke, got a new airbrush, and I just need to finish painting this. But I need to go get some lacquer thinner and other stuff to wash through the airbrush to clean it, because I haven't even fired it up yet. Because I have no way to clean it, I have to go get the chemicals to clean it, and I haven't got around to doing that yet. So that's kind of on the hold right now. It's not an emergency, it's not for a group build or anything like that. Speaking of group builds, I do have a model on the way for Kyle at SKD or whatever. I'm terrible, I gotta write stuff down. But anyway, everybody knows Kyle. So him and maybe it's I don't even want to say, him and another great channel have gotten together and they're going to do a group build, and I'll go over this when I make the official video. I'll be ready for that and I'll have all that written down. But and I'll put the link in the first description below. So, but anyway, they have a group build going on for Formula One cars. And this would include, thankfully, Grand Prix cars, which are older cars before the F1 designation. And there's a lot of older cars, you know, that are technically either way. I mean, but sometimes the box only says Grand Prix, depending on the age of the kit. It may not say F1 or Formula One. So, but anyway, I have no other group builds going. I'm going to jump on that group build. I have a kit on the way. And then when it shows up, I'll make a video introducing that. And that's really the only group build I've done so far. This is March. There's been a few other group builds, but you know, it depends on a lot of things. You know, it depends on if it's something I really want to do. It depends if it's like a project that something I may have done before and I didn't enjoy that kit and I don't want to do it again. Or there's a lot of things that, and I know there's a lot of people that do, 8, 10 group builds a year. That's fine. That's great, actually. If I was retired, I'd probably do that, but between working and family matters and other stuff that I have to take care of, and piecing my house together most of the time, I don't always have time to do a lot of modeling, so it's a little slow process. And it gets worse as the year goes on, because the closer we get, about midway through the year to the end of the year, it starts to get back crazy at work, and then I'm just nuts until just getting a day off is like almost impossible. So unfortunately, this is the spring summer. It's not too bad, and I get a few days off now here and there, and I can get some things done, which allows me to model. But I'm going to get on that group build. I think I can handle that one. It started, I want to say, or it starts maybe, I think it's already started, because it runs from the beginning of the F1 season to the end of the F1 season, and I believe the first race has already happened. So this will go all the way till, I believe, the end of the year. I want to say December, but all the details and stuff will be in the description below. So anyway, I'm going to keep this portion short. I'm going to turn the camera around later, and then I will make a video of the finished GTR, and that's what we have. And so thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting and sharing and all that stuff. That's great. You guys are awesome, guys and gals. It just works great. Having a lot of fun with it. Exchanging ideas, and people leave comments to help me out, and I love it. It works out really good, and we'll just keep going and see what happens. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll turn it around and we'll finish the rest. So I finished the Tamiya Skyline GTR. This is a custom NISMO edition. There's 2 or 3 models that they make. They're all very similar. It's an R32. I'll show you the box. This is the box here. Now there's it does have an extra set of wheels in the kit, which would be for this car. It has this intercooler here. It has a decal that says NISMO that goes on it. This car has, this kit has these 2 holes in it right here. And just to show you that, they show you that here in the instructions right here. But there's no markings on the model. There's no indentations, there's no anything to really tell you exactly where you want to cut those holes. And I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, I just didn't do it, because it was a round hole. I probably could drill it or something and make it pretty close, but to get these squares where they needed to go, and then you have to glue this plastic part inside there, and then there's it just seemed like it was way too complicated. And like I say, there's no indentations on the car, on the model. There's nothing here to let you know where to cut those holes. And you can see that if I had cut the holes, the pieces that go in there are not much bigger than that. I'm not sure how it would have been done. I'd have to watch a video where somebody else did it. So I skipped that part. But that was the only thing. I wouldn't say that's a problem with the kit. It's just I simply didn't want to do it. It just seemed like it would be way too difficult. So this car is painted with, first I paint it with this, my favorite primer. This primer sticks to, 90% of anything. It sticks to metal, sticks to plastic, sticks to resin, sticks to vinyl models. I've used it on all kinds of different models, material models, and it's always worked well. So, and it's a great barrier if you're using automotive paint, because that's what it's made for. And then I use this here, the Duplicolor Perfect Match. This color is a GM color Bahama Blue Metallic. I didn't put a base under the color. I used the primer, and then I used this. And then after that was all gassed out, I used this, which is just a polyurethane clear, a high gloss clear. And there's some, I mentioned this before, there's some do's and don'ts when you use this. But once you figure those out, it's usually pretty easy to use. So, and that's really it. That's how I did that. And it came out really nice. I got a little something here on the hood. Actually, oh, well, it's not on there. There was another, somehow the window, one of the windows, the back window has a little fuzzy knot right there. I don't know what that is. Like, it's some kind of glue or something probably, but I don't know how it got on there. But that's really the only boo-boo that I think I made, big one I made. So somehow I handled it, and then that was it. This car does have an engine, this version. Let's see if we can get the hood off. One thing I forgot to do was paint the underside of the hood, which is normal. It's about 50-50. I usually remember to do that, but it's not done. And that's something unusual with this hood too, is that there's a small piece that glues right here on the end of that hood. And what that does is when it's on the car, it gives you that third louver look right here. But you have to glue that piece onto the hood to get that properly there. So that was a little unusual, but it's not a problem. It's not hard to do. It's just I never seen a model that had you do that before. So, and then there's the engine. Of course, this is right-hand drive. This is a twin turbo engine. You can't see it, but there's two turbos down below there, and you won't be able to see them under. Well, I don't think they'll show up on camera, but they're back. They're under there. Then we have the wheels, obviously. It comes with bigger rotors. The stock rotors come with the kit, and then these are the bigger rotors, which are drilled out and have the calipers on them, a bigger caliper. Since it was a blue theme, I painted the valve cover and timing belt or chain, whatever it has, cover there. And then I used a Vallejo light blue to put some color on the inside of the car, on the interior. So, and I kind of like that. I don't do that too often, but I just felt it needed something. Otherwise, it was just going to be a gray interior and kind of boring. So I thought that would give it a little something extra as far as being a custom, so to speak. And then here's the back. They give you metal emblems for that GTR and this one here. Now this one here broke. I broke it. So I just did that with a chrome marker. That's about it there. And then here's the underside of the car. That's all stock, nothing special. Most of the Japanese cars are, I'm not sure how many foreign cars do that, but they tend to paint the bottom of the car the same color as the body. Just the way they do it. I don't know. I think modern cars, even in the US, probably do that. I don't know for sure. But I normally don't paint them black because I just don't think they do that anymore like they did on older cars. There you can see the NISMO decal on the intercooler. I did put a black wash on the intercooler because it's really shiny, and I thought about dechroming it, but I was like, well, if it was aluminum, it might be a little shiny anyway. So I just went ahead and used some Tamiya wash, the black wash, and did that, and then I put the decal on, so that I think that looked a lot better. And that's really it. It's a good kit. Like I say, I didn't have any problems with it. No, everything seemed to go together well. That was a weird piece. There's another weird piece back here. It's like not a wing, but like a spoiler that goes across here, but it connects to the wing. So it's a little odd piece. But when you first see it, it's like, I didn't know what it was for a long time until I got down to near the last couple of pages, and then I saw it and realized that I hadn't painted it yet, so I had to paint it and then install it in there. I even thought about leaving it out because I was like, I don't think anybody will even notice. But like the piece that's here on the hood, it was just one of those unusual parts in the kit. But it has good detail under the hood, so I didn't add any wires or anything. But I'm not sure you could really get them in there with the turbo and everything in there. So there's not much room at all. And then once you get the chassis in, the chassis attaches in the front. There's two holes in the front. So you slide it in, push it in those two holes. And then in the back there's two tabs on the chassis that slip into like a little teeth mark thing in the back, and then that gives you the exact location of the chassis, so you don't have to worry about it being sloppy or where does it go, how does it fit in there. These kinds of kits, usually with Tamiya, you're not going to have that issue. You're going to know exactly where it goes. So for whatever reason, the fenders, that when you go to put the hood on, and I could sand a little bit off each side, and that would probably fix it, but it's just a little too tight, and I think that's the paint and the gloss that's causing that. Otherwise, you really got to snap it in there and push on it. So, and that's it for that. It was a good kit. I don't know what else to say. The paint came out pretty much perfect for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, considering I used a can, it went pretty good for me, and I enjoyed building it. And I thought it would take me a lot longer to build because there was not a lot of parts, but it's just a little bit different for me. It's not your usual, when you build a 50s or 60s car or 70s cars or whatever you're usually building, and it's a Chevy, Ford, Dodge or whatever, I mean, they're pretty much all the same, front suspension, rear differential, this and that. I mean, they're so very much alike. But then when you start getting into the foreign cars, I mean, they're all different. Yeah, it's got a front rear suspension, but that rear suspension doesn't look like anything on a 50s, 70s, 80s, even a 90s vehicle mostly. So, everything's a little different. So you really have to study the instructions and make sure you get it in there the correct way, and so everything fits on top of it and things like that. So, and I thought that would take me a little more time, but I think I saved time by not having a lot of fit issues. I didn't have to fabricate any parts for it. I didn't have to make parts. Fortunately, the paint job came out okay, so I didn't have any paint job accidents that I had to sand down or polish or whatever the heck you have to do. I didn't have any of those issues. So being that it was pretty much an issue-free build, I think that saved me a lot of time. And I want to say it took like a couple weeks, 3 weeks at the most to build this, and that's only a little bit of time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes here and there, is usually how I build. So, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. You can give me a little thumbs up there. That's the free one. Commenting, that's free. What else is there? Subscribing, that's free. So you can choose which free thing you want to do. Anyway, we'll catch you at the next video. Like I say, I'm going to make a video for the Formula One build. I'll have the details in the description below for this video. And then when I get that kit, I make my a video for that. And then I'm finished with this Skyline, so I'm going to start another project. I don't know what it is yet. I looked through a bunch of kits this morning trying to figure that out, but I'm going to have to narrow it down to a couple of them. To be honest, I might build something I want to paint this blue because I like this color so much. And I already have the paint. So I'm one of those people, I don't buy a lot of paint. I don't buy paint unless I know I'm going to use it. That doesn't say that I have a lot of leftover paint from projects, but I don't have like 100 bottles of paint to just have them and ready to go. I don't do that. One, because it's a money issue, and second, I know from even the few paints I have, by the time you get around to using them a year or two or three, four later, they could be dried up or something, or you'll have an issue with them. So I normally don't buy paints until I'm ready to paint the model I'm working on. So we'll see how it goes. And that's it. Catch you on the next one. Later.